All right, so we're gonna talk with Pat Svihlik, head coach of the men's soccer team. One of my favorite things on campus is when his doors close and he's in there.
Enter!
Enter. I love it. Hey, you ready?
Mr. President, good to see you.
Good to be seen.
Yep. How are you, sir?
Good. How are you?
Good, good.
Are you a coffee drinker?
I am. Absolutely.
Gets you
Are
more
you buying?
I'm buying. It's on
Excellent.
me.
Excellent.
I have money this time, so
Good.
we're good to go. He is in his 4th year as the head men's soccer coach, and he's quietly recruited one of Heidelberg's most diverse rosters, with players hailing from about 10 different states and 5 countries during his tenure. His name is Pat Svihlik, and I challenge you to find a more intense leader than him. This is Coaches on Campus Getting Coffee. The question that I think about soccer a lot is, do you coach to your players, your style, or do you adapt your style to the players that you have?
I think it's a little bit of a balance. You know, we have a lot of players with a lot of different personalities. What we try to do is put them in a position where they can express their personality, yet at the same time we have to have our overall defensive concepts, our possession concepts and attacking concepts. That way, when we put it all together on game day, we try to have 11 guys out there on the pitch all on the same page so that everyone can be in sync with each other.
Absolutely. You have the ability to bring on guys, and you're putting guys different on the pitch. How do you know that they're all going to coalesce the same way and know where they need to be as they change?
I think what we do, in addition to the training, we meet every day as a team before we even get out on the field, and we know who our starting 11 are going to be, and then our guys know where and how they're going to be inserted in the game. Sometimes we have to get them in a little bit earlier than we want. Sometimes it's later. There's that B again. You definitely got them on that
got
one.
That time.
Yep. So again, it's just a combination of our guys knowing their roles, knowing what's expected of them, and then getting out there and being on the same page and executing.
You guys have a team, and have had a team here that comes from all across the state, across the country, across the world, which for me, the hard part is the name pronunciations. But for you, why is it important to bring kids in from here, from there, from everywhere?
Right. Well, the greatest thing, our game is considered the world's game, and you know we love to recruit not just from this region, which has a collection of strong players from not just high schools, but there are so many great clubs in and around the state, Ohio, Michigan, Indiana. But then there is so much talent from Texas, from California that we have been fortunate to tap into that has really helped the program. But in addition to the States, you know, we've had young men from Germany, from Spain, from England, from India on the roster, and what we like to do is, you know, the education, it extends outside the halls of the buildings now, where, you know, last night on the bus coming back home, we had a young man from Michigan talking to a young man from England, and they're talking about the differences in the game from England to here and what it was like growing up in Michigan versus England. So it's real cool to see our guys interacting and to see the culture of this team extends well beyond, you know, outside the borders of Ohio. It's really an international perspective, in the education and the growth of these guys extends outside the classrooms.
This is year number 4 for you here. There was a coach before you for a year, but prior to that, Brian Haley, who is still on campus as an education professor, was here for 25 seasons. What has he taught you in terms of the game and coaching that you've taken to heart?
What Brian has done is, he's helped our young guys to really get an understanding of what college soccer is, and not just what college soccer is, but the lifestyle of college. And then Brian has helped the coaching staff with conversations because before we can get our guys to really be at their best on the pitch, we like to reach out to them and let them know that in addition to caring about them as the players and the team, we care just the same amount to them as people. We want them to know that, and Brian has been real big for that.
You yourself this summer got married. Has that changed you at all in the ways you thought or didn't think would happen?
Excuse me. Yes and no. I think I think one of the first days of preseason, we had a tough session. Came home and there's my beautiful wife, and she's there, and she's asking me questions about the day, and I'm giving her one or two answers, and I'm still in the coaching state of mind, and she let me know in pretty clear terms, hey, when step off campus and come home, still a coach, but also need to be a husband, and need to be able to communicate and to have that balance
and to do the dishes.
Absolutely. Well, she doesn't she doesn't prefer me doing the dishes. She doesn't think I do a great job in that area.
Well played.
So I'm on trash duty, making sure trash is taken out and keeping the place as well clean as possible. So.
Are we the only school left in the OSC that plays at least partial season on
that is grass? Correct. We're the only school in the OAC that has our own grass complex. Everyone else has gone to the artificial surface, has gone to turf. It was just us and Marietta, and then Marietta last year went over to turf. So we have that unique advantage where we have our own grass pitch, and in addition to the grass complex, we have three training fields that are up to speed that we can train on and get ready to play on this surface.
I've been down here when you've had some, maybe let's say, disagreements. How do you know when to say I'm going to back off here? Or...
Right. Well, the one good thing that I do have is my assistant coach from being overseas. If I sense that the officials have had enough of my comments or from my correcting their errors, if you will, I'll have Steve step up and have a polite word with the assistant referee. But again, whether it's the officials, the fans, or any of our faculty and staff that come out, we do our best to treat everyone down here as well as at away venues with the utmost respect and courtesy that they all deserve.
I appreciate you doing this.
Absolutely.
Finally got you on here.
Yeah. Took a while, but glad to be here, and thanks for coming down and seeing the entire complex.
I love it. I love it down here. It's perfect venue.
Absolutely.
Tucked away.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Thanks for
thank you for the coffee.
Thanks for drinking the coffee.
Appreciate it so much. I'll buy it next time.
Sounds good.